George, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Pretty well. What you got for us?
Good. I just had a couple of questions because I just got to tail end of what you were talking about, so I don't want to address you from a foundation of ignorance. I would prefer you to tell me exactly what you're saying, so I don't be commenting on things that I'm not sure.
Well, the topic of the show today.
References. Okay. I heard you say something about you're not sure of our origin. You don't know where we came from. In terms
of, I'll just clarify that really quickly. Again, my physical being came from biological chemical processes. Which came from my mom and dad, which came from their mom and dad, and so on and so forth. The point where we get to the I don't knows is the Big Bang area, where essentially what actually created that, what caused that. We have a couple theories running around right now, but we have no good, solid evidence any particular way saying this theory is better than that theory. So that's the point that we get to the really big I don't knows.
Okay, so then I hear what you're saying. You're saying you don't know where you came from, but you acknowledge the fact that you are here.
Well, we don't know where matter came from. We don't know where matter and such came from. Okay. Again, going far back. How I got here,
but you acknowledge that you are here.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so then consequently you had to have an origin. Something caused you to be.
Yeah, and again, I would say biology.
Okay, but then everything you made mention also of matter. Okay. Do you have any knowledge concerning what the scientists have concluded concerning the origin of matter? Has matter always existed, or do they conclude that sometimes matter had to come into into existence?
There are different theories on that.
There are different theories about that right now, and again, that's one of the big I don't knows.
Okay,
and we don't know. There is no.
Okay,
jump ahead here. Are you going to claim that since all this stuff has been created, there must be a creator, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Just like the chair you're sitting in, you wouldn't take the position that it just came into being.
Our stock response to that is who created the creator.
Okay, because there has to be a starting point. The creator
Why can't
has
the starting point be the universe?
Hold on. The creator, if you're going to ask me the question, now let me answer.
Okay, please do.
Okay, then. From my studies, my understanding and my knowledge base, or even of science, says that matter has not always existed. That matter does not.
Matter
is not
and
eternal.
Energy are interchangeable.
Matter is not eternal. So then, consequently, something outside of matter that is not matter had to cause matter to be.
Not necessarily.
But if it's not eternal, then matter exists. Then something had to cause matter to come into being.
One, who's to say it's not?
If it did not exist, if scientists conclude that
let's not jump ahead here. Let's stop and analyze this along the way.
Okay.
One, matter may be eternal. It may not. You're saying that it had to have a beginning. Well, why?
Okay, because it exists.
So?
Consequently, something, and scientists conclude science, pure science, and let me state this, pure science does not disagree with the reality of God. What disagrees with the reality of God is theory. And what you present is a theory. Even you say yourself, you are not certain. So you present theory as if it is fact.
Yeah.
And so
but scientific theories are significantly different things.
There's a law. Now, what is a law?
Okay.
What is a law?
Let's go back to...
What is a law?
No, let's go back to...
What is a law? Can you answer that question?
I can hang up if need be.
Okay, you can, but I'm asking you a question. Will you just answer that, then I'll make...
I'm going back a step here.
Okay, what is a law?
A scientific theory is something that is supported by a significant amount of evidence. A theory in common parlance... Hang on. A theory in common parlance, as in Joe walking down the street, what's a theory? It's a good idea. It doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily right or wrong, but it's a good idea. In scientific terms, a theory is something that is backed up by a significant amount of fact.
No, that's not
significant amount of evidence.
It simply says there's some evidence to support it.
Yes, there is significant amounts of evidence to support it.
There is something that might suggest that is the case beyond an educated guess. An educated guess is an hypothesis.
Yeah,
then you
theory.
put that to test.
Exactly.
I've been to school. I understand what it is. I know the steps.
Okay, good.
Now,
good.
So I'm asking you, what is a law?
Law?
A law is something that we observe in the world that follows a formula. Like we have the law of gravity that says that two bodies move a certain way and have a certain attractive force, and it's a mathematical model for something we see in the world.
In other words, it's something that is beyond a theory. It is something that has been proven to be, this is the way it happens consistently over and over and over
Well,
again.
no,
Correct?
not necessarily, because laws are basically explanations of what we would observe, but not necessarily the reasons behind it.
Let me ask you a question. When I say, is a law beyond a theory? Yes or no?
They're different animals.
Okay, is a law beyond
let me give you for example. We have a law of gravity.
Can you answer that yes or no?
No, we can't. Here's the reason why.
That. Well, have you ever heard of...
Okay, no.
Have you ever heard of...
Okay, here's the answer.
Okay. We're sorry to do that, but...
We're taking things one step at a time here. And if you're not going to let us get our answers out, we're going to put you back on hold and eventually hang up on you. So... Did you have something?
To complete the thought here, I mean, we have the law of gravity, which basically says that there's an attractive force between bodies based on their mass, some constants, and the distance between them. So this is something that we observe in the world. But in reality, the theory of gravity, how gravity works, and the underlying thing of it, has actually been a source of a lot of scientific investigation. And there's a lot of different theories, and we have the string theory and some of these other things that are sort of coming out now to try to explain these things. So in a sense, you know, we've had the law of gravity since Newton's time, forever. Yeah. Kepler and all those guys. But the theory behind it has lagged quite a bit in our understanding of it, and it's only coming to light now. And I wouldn't say even now it's black and white. That'd be completely right.
Did you have another point for us?
Okay, let me say this, and then I will go ahead and get off. When I look at what I have learned through even school and studying about laws, there is a law that basically says, where there is design, there must be a designer. You sit in a room that's been designed. Where there is order, there must be somebody that put it into order. No one would ever say for one moment, if they would walk into a room and look at the furniture in that room, that someone just threw a pile of wood into that room, and then over a period of a million or 2 million or 10 million years, it automatically grew into a couch covered with leather. We already know that wherever there is design, there must be a designer, and the designer is always greater than that which is designed.
Okay, so who designed God?
There's a lot of evidence that support the existence of God.
We have things that we can observe and say why they happen that way. We don't have any evidence that there is some greater being who says, this is the way it shall be because I say it so.
Well, you said a few minutes ago that you didn't know. There are theories.
Yeah, but we don't have any evidence.
But you stated as if that's a fact. You said, I don't know where we came from. So one of those things that you don't know is
yes, we don't know
the fact that there is a God.
Yeah, we don't know
uncategorically that there is no God. But you said
that's correct.
You don't know.
That's correct. As atheists, we do not say there is no God, period, and we know it for a fact. There could be a God.
Okay.
And until you provide any evidence for that God, we're going to put it in the same category as unicorns and elves.
Okay, that's
now, we have evidence of, let's say, string theory. We have other explanations of how things came to be, and we're looking into those. We don't know for a fact that it was this theory or that theory.
Okay.
We've got some evidence to support them, to support all the different theories that we have. We've got some evidence to support them, but we're still kind of duking it out in the scientific realms.
Okay. Now,
until somebody provides evidence for the God hypothesis, then it's the same one as, some outside of time and space hippopotamus farted the universe into existence. Okay. It's got the same amount of evidence behind it.
Okay. Well, that's okay, but I just want you to know that one of the things that you don't know is that there is a God. And I appreciate at least you acknowledging that you don't know that for a fact that there is no God. So I just encourage you to at least pick up the Bible and read it for yourself. Forget about listening to all of the
you've had this 10-minute call and you haven't presented any evidence for God.
Okay. You haven't presented any for my evidence for Him existing. To me is overwhelming.
You're making a wild claim.
We're going to go ahead and go on to the next caller here.
Thank you very much for calling.
Thank you. Bye.
And if you do any of these 10 things, he has a special place full of fire and smoke and burning and torture and anguish where he will send you to live and suffer and burn and choke and scream and cry forever and ever till the end of time. But he loves you.